Mike Mellon, you've been a councilman for 8 years.
Yes.
The best thing about being a councilman in Munster?
The best thing about policy making, the opportunity to enact change, to create a vision, and then see it to fruition in certain circumstances. I mean, some things that you can't see all the way unless you continue to stay on, like the underpass. There's a lot of work that's gone into that. We've done a ton of lobbying. We've gotten dollars. We've done plans. We've done engineering. But now I won't finally see the actual completion of that project. But there's other projects that we have seen the completion. We've seen the creation of the TIF. We've seen that generate dollars. So to actually see something come all the way through and see the benefits of it to your community, like the park on Ridge Road, the Trailhead Park on Ridge Road, to see the completion of Centennial Park where it is today, those are great things. And the kind of every time you drive past them, I think, well, we did a lot of work to get that done.
Bill Baker, are you still on the Plan Commission or anything like that?
I am.
Munster?
Yeah.
So how do people view Mike Mellon?
As pretty much as Mike said, I mean, Mike is, sets kind of the strategic plan, which I agree to. I mean, you and I had, even when we were in these buildings, I mean, how important it is to have a playbook on where you're trying to drive through instead of just doing firefighting, is try to structure where the goals are, what you're trying to accomplish. And Mike is one of those individuals that voices his opinion, whether it's the popular statement or not. And, for me personally, it's kind of sad to see that kind of individual.
Mike Mellon
leave.
is in here. He's on the town council of Munster. He's been there for 8 years. This will be his last show. If you'd like to talk to him, you'd like to tell him anything, right now's your chance. Let's go to Joe. Hey, Joe from Highland.
Try to be nice, though. I mean, it's Christmas.
Hey, what's going on, Joe?
Good morning, gentlemen. Listen, Mike, you mentioned a few people hate you or dislike you, and well, you know what, Mike? I'm not one of them. I think you are doing a fantastic job, and also the same way with Mr. Baker. And you know what they don't like about you too? Because you're both honest, and you're not one of those people that follow the routine or somebody tells you what to do and just pull a certain lever there. And here's what kills me. When people knock Munster, and I'm proud to have Munster as a neighbor there, and they knock Munster, instead of using Munster as a role model, you people have fantastic school, doing a fantastic job in town, but take the exception. And there are a lot of people that like to be told how to think, what to do, and beyond that, they're lost.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
Don't you think Mr. Repay is a pretty good guy, too, Joe?
Oh, is he there? I didn't hear that he was there.
Yes, he's there.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, there. I'm a Democrat.
Hey, you're on the air. What's up?
Hi, is this the Mike Mellon Show?
Yes, it is.
This is Dan Durnell.
Hey, Dan.
How are you? Hey, Mike, I've gotten to know you over the last 8-9 years, and I wanted to say that you're a great leader in the town. I know going through the flood, you had some probably sleepless nights, but you made it through, and you really dealt with the problem head on. So, as a person that went through it also, I appreciate what you went through, and it's great working with you. And I know you have a great future ahead if you want to get back into the political arena again.
Well, thanks, Dan. Dan Durnall, our county councilman, and what the terrific thing about Dan is Dan is lobbying very hard at the county level to implement internal audit. He's also going to be lobbying the state to try to get internal audit implemented for all communities in Lake County, and I think it's a wonderful thing you're doing, Dan. I think you should keep up the good work. I appreciate your nice comments. I mean, but knowing, and that's where I kind of come back to, knowing guys like you are out there, doing the work that you do, makes it easier for guys like myself to stay on the sidelines.
Well, I'm looking forward to, like I said, seeing you around, and if Baker's still around, just I don't know, hit him or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, I do have a question for you. I mean, obviously, you're one of the younger leaders of the Republican Party. So is Mike Mellon. What do you think? You think he's done? You think Mike Mellon's done?
Nope, I do not.
Why is that?
Because I think he has to take care of his family, and I totally understand that. But I think it's once you do this, it's in your blood, especially when you have accomplishments like what you see in the town of Munster. He's going to be around, and give him a few years off and let his kids get a little bit older, but he'll be back. Maybe running for something at the state or even the county level.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
No problem. Bye.
You want to comment on that?
Well, we really need Dan to, guys like Dan to, I've talked about it before, once you get out of the municipal, like the town of Munster stuff, the local stuff, and you get into the county, you get into the statewide stuff, you really need to look at bigger issues. And one of the issues I think that's extremely important for the entire state of Indiana is this internal audit issue. I'm actually giving Dan a hard time because I want him to push that issue. Internal audit, there are no communities in the state of Indiana that have an internal audit function. And they'll all call up right now and go, no, we do. The State Board of Accounts comes in and audits us. Well, that's not an internal audit. That's your regulator. That's your primary regulator. And they go through an audit function, but that's not a comprehensive cash count type of internal audit, which every municipality needs. You listen to, people talk about, Munster, and you've got the View Restaurant, and you've got, cash transactions that go on there. And Munster does have an internal audit program, by the way. I implemented it. But, you look at the cash transactions that go on there. Then you look at, the city of Hammond, and you have people who criticize, the Festival of the Lakes because of all the cash that goes on there. If you were to hire a third party, pick your large accounting firm, BKD, whoever you want to talk about, Crochizik, so on and so forth, Krieg DeVault. We'll all do internal audit functions. We'll do physical cash counts. We'll look at your systems and procedures and look at your controls to make sure you have the controls in place that you don't have that function. It's a primary thing that happens in the private sector. I mean, in the private sector is internal audit. All those guys sitting here who've worked, and you who've worked in the private sector, all say, what are you talking about? Of course there's internal audit. There isn't at the government level.